Hey guys, the Creator 13 here. Today I'm going to be showing you how to make a good looking Minecraft skin and like tips and tricks and stuff. I will be using Blockbench, which is only available on PC. If you're not on PC or laptop, then you can use the Skindex, which is at minecraftskins.com. If you want to download Blockbench, it's literally blockbench.net, and then you can download it. It's free and stuff. The reason I'm using Blockbench is just because it's the program I'm most comfortable with. So without further ado, I'm going to get right into it. So you want to click on this left side, Minecraft skin, create new model. You can select either Steve or Alex. Alex gives you 3 pixel arms and Steve gives you 4 pixel arms. I like the 3 pixel arms personally. Depending on what version you're playing, you will want to click Java or Bedrock Edition. So I'm on Bedrock Edition, so I'll click that. Resolution, this just changes how many pixels there are. I like to do default because it looks more Minecrafty. Pose means that the figure is in a walking position. So confirm. Alright, so you'll be left with this guy. I'm going to give tips and tricks for clothing first. So what we're going to want to do is we're going to want to get rid of the head and get rid of the arms. So all we want to do is get rid of the legs for just a second. And then down here, we're going to want to figure out what color our pants are going to be. I'm kind of leaning towards a kind of like dark grayish kind of color. So what I'll do is I'll fill in the bottom. This does not need to be textured, it just makes it look better when somebody's viewing you from underneath. Make only the legs visible, right? Not the layers. What you want to do is you want to take it and leave 2 pixels down here for the shoes. But other than that, just fill the entire thing in. Alright, once you've finished coloring your legs, what you want to do is you want to find a color slightly darker and then tap a pixel and then press undo. That keeps it in your little toolbar. Then pick a color slightly lighter than that original pant color. And then do the same thing, tap it. Alright, so what we're going to want to do is we're going to want to make the body visible. Right? We want to make a rim around the body with this lighter color. It makes the pants look more substantial. So then what we want to do is we want to turn on the layer, and you want to color all but the edges. It gives this kind of rounded sort of look. If you look, it looks kind of rounded there. You want to do the same thing for the legs, so go all the way around with this lighter color. And then turn on the layers for each of the legs and go 1, 2, right? On all sides, so just 2 pixels on that same row. It makes it look rounded, and it also makes it look like your pants are hanging over the shoes. I like to put the body back on just because. Now we try to think about what parts of the legs stick out. The kneecap sticks out, right? What sticks in? So take your darker color, and the back of the knee kind of sticks in a little bit. Add a dark line on the inside of the legs. So now what we want to do is we want to take this lighter color again, and I like to just add some stripes on the pants. It gives the illusion of maybe like a ruffle in the clothing, or maybe even like a printed stripe. I like to do it on the outside because the inside you wouldn't get that lighting effect. And on the layer, so on the outside, so leave 1 pixel at the top and bottom for each of the stripes. So now maybe we can also extend this kind of lighter bit. Take this darker color and right here maybe add some of that. That way it looks like the rim is shading the pants. So maybe do that all the way around. So now you want to take your fill bucket and maybe paint the top of the leg that kind of darker color, right? You do get kind of a sweatpants kind of effect, right? So now I'm going to show you how to make a t-shirt. So I have already picked out my color for my t-shirt. So I'm going to use this kind of bluish, grayish kind of color. So we're going to get rid of the legs because we don't need those anymore. And we want to get rid of the body layer. And what we want to do is we want to take our paintbrush and leave 2 and then 3, 2 and then 3. This gives the illusion of a collar. Same on the top, 2 and then 3. right? And then you can fill in the rest with just, you know, your shirt color. By the way, on Blockbench, if you tap a square and then hold shift and then tap another square, it makes a line. If I just give some accents a little bit, like over here, right, that makes it look like the torso, like muscles down here. So maybe make that 4 pixels and then 3 on the sides, right? And then maybe a little bit around the collar, right? And then like pixels at the shoulders. Do that around as well. So then there's kind of a divot in your back, right? And so you want to like kind of color that kind of texture. Then also in the corners you do that. Yeah, I think this looks good for the body. So now you want to get rid of the body. You want to take arms and you want to fill in this top completely with your original shirt color. So you fill like 4 pixels down here with your color. Alright, once you finish with that, you want to take your darker color, maybe put the body back on just to see things a little bit. So maybe we color that, right? You see how it makes it look like kind of like a rounded effect. And then what I like to do is, this is the one case where I actually do use the slightly lighter color. Do that same thing we did with the pants rim. So I get rid of the body and I color around here. I'm not gonna do the outer layer thing on this one because I'm gonna have like the sweatshirt, but if you can for sure like do like a 1 and then 2, right? I'm not gonna though, because I'm gonna have a sweatshirt and I'll just paint over it eventually. For my skin, I'm gonna have the dude be wearing a Nirvana t-shirt. I think I really like this t-shirt. I have it in real life, so it's got lettering at the top, so maybe we go 2 1 1. That makes it look kind of like lettering. And then you can go with the smiley face like so. So now that we've got our shirt complete, right, then we can start painting in things like sweatshirts. So for the sweatshirt, you want to pick like a regular color. You want to pick a color, and then you want to get rid of the arms and go to the body layer. Something I like to do for sweatshirts is I like to go on the outside and I do 2 layers, right? So 2, and then I pick one side to go higher and I go right diagonal to the collar and then down until it's 2 pixels, right? That gives you room for the rim of the pants, right? And I have one that goes 1 pixel and then, yeah. So it gives this kind of ruffled open sweatshirt kind of look. And so what we want to do is we just want to trace what we did with our t-shirt up on top, and then you can basically just fill the sides in with the paint bucket. For texturing, you want to take a slightly darker color again, right? So slightly darker, do the tap, and then a slightly lighter color. Anytime in pixel art you need to do texturing, grab your original color, a darker color, and a lighter color for the highlights and shadows. Maybe a lighter color than the lighter color and a darker color than the darker color, but you know. So you take this darker color. What I like to do is I like to go around the collar with this darker color, and then on the arm I go like that. And then we do that shoulder thing again where it's kind of like darker on the shoulders. I think the sweatshirt would kind of like be in a little bit down here. So then we take that. So we want to do that same back thing that we did, and then we go like that, and then it goes down, right? And then with your lighter color, you want to maybe place a couple dots there as like shoulder blades. And then on the collar, I like to color the collar lighter, but leave pixel, like wherever there's a corner, leave a pixel or 2 as like gap. And then maybe if you want, you can take some gray, right? So maybe if I find some gray, I can put one right there as like a zipper. So like if you close it, that zipper would go up, right? So then now what we need to do is we need to grab this brighter color and maybe go like that along the shoulders, right? And then like this down here. That works, yeah. And then maybe a couple lines right here on the back. So then we also want to take our darker color because there's going to be a hood. So we want to shade that in, right? So now what you want to do is you want to take the head. So you want to get rid of the body. You want to take the head's outer layer. So the front is this way, right? So we take our normal color. We leave 2 pixels. And then we go across. And then we leave 3 pixels. And then we go across. And then we leave 4 pixels, which would wrap us around here. And bring it across. We fill this in and do the same thing on this side, right? And then if we can get rid of our painting grid, and then down below I like to wrap around, and the head sticks out 2 pixels from the body, so we want to keep that, and then go around like so. And so now what I like to do is grab the darker color and then come and outline this kind of collar area, and then here and here maybe just make a whole line. And then the hood kind of comes up, so I like to make a kind of rim around it. So maybe we do the same thing over here. There we go. So, you know, just texture it how you like. I maybe add like a ruffle or 2, right? In the hood, as if like your head's leaning back or something. And then if we combine this with the body layer, then we can see that it's kind of connected. Maybe we take this dark layer and make it 2, right? Maybe we just make it go around like so. So now we can get the arm layers in. You can get rid of the hat layer and the body layer. So you want to get your regular run-of-the-mill orange again, and you want to leave 2 pixels for the hand body, and you don't want to use any fill bucket in this texture panel, by the way. So you want to do is get your darker color and kind of paint a 2x2, maybe 2x3. And so then we want to put the body layer back on, right? And the body too. There we go. So you want to color the shoulders in the same way that we did with the t-shirt, right? And so we get these shoulders. If you're playing on Java, by the way, you can legit just get rid of the sweatshirt layer and have a perfectly good t-shirt underneath. So that's nice. Because there's a setting for Java players in the game. Oh, by the way, for elbows, we want to maybe go 1 pixel out on the back and then 1 pixel on the front, right? As kind of like an elbow thing. And then this guy kind of got muscles, so maybe I'll add some sheen on there. And by the way, with your lighter color, just, you know, go around and color it. There's not an outer layer for this, so you just want to color it. So then you can put the body and the body layer back on. So now what you can do is maybe just go around, see what space feels empty, and maybe the sleeves are a bit baggy, so they kind of droop in a little bit over here, right? And so then maybe, you know, maybe what happens is he's got some good triceps, so we give some lines back there, right? And then maybe the sleeve is like hanging back a bit, and so we get some darker lines right there, right? It all looks very textured when you view it from afar, right? Even if we turn like the hat layer on, right? It looks like a sweatshirt, right? You would like see this and say, yeah, this is a sweatshirt. So now we got to get onto the shoes. So we get rid of everything, and then we turn on the legs. Not the layers, just the legs. We take this light yellow color, and what we want to do is we want to fill this rim right here with the light yellow. it can be any color. I'm just using light yellow because, yeah. And you want to come up here and type in the thing hashtag BBBBB, so that's 5 B's and then an F. And so then you want to take that color and fill the second rim around it, and then also the bottoms. So you want to take that kind of color and you want to color, you want to kind of do that, kind of that like loop around, like almost like a bracket, if you will, right? So you loop around and it gets this kind of bracket texture. You can even fill in that bottom area if that's bugging you. My only thing is, maybe take this regular color and fill in on the inside of the shoes, because there's a thing, if we take a slightly darker color, there's a thing that the inside of your foot like curves inwards, and so maybe we simulate that right here, and maybe we go on the outer layer, right, and then paint the light colors. Alright, so then paint on the back of the shoe as well. You can get rid of the layers now, right? And then in this bar, type hashtag FFFFFF. So that's 6 Fs. And so you want to color one right here. I'm simulating Converse, so that would be like the star, right? And then that's like the heel, and that's the toe, right? Nothing on the inside. Converse are kind of bare on the inside. So then we go star right here, and then like that, right? Now we just need to color the skin tone and stuff. So what you want to do, so the legs are completely done since they're pants, right? We only need to do a few minor touch-ups on the collar. We want to take our, we want to find a skin color. That is actually a really good one. Let me just get it like a little muted. There we go. If you take this skin color, we dab it, right? And then Control Z, and we take a darker color, dab it, Control Z, then we take a lighter color and we dab it, Control Z. So we take our regular color, right, and then we just fill in this collar area. I like to add some shading back here, and then some lightness right here, as if like the sun is shining on his neck. Maybe also some shading down here as like the collar. So then on the sides, you want to take your regular color and completely fill any open space you have. Alright, once you've finished, you know, kind of coloring in your arms, you don't need to texture anything because the sweatshirt's covering. But what I like to do is I like to color the knuckles a little bit. So if we go 1, 2, and 1, 2, as if his hand is kind of balled up into a fist. If it's balled up into a fist, then we can also go be like this, and then put a dark pixel in there. Same on the back, just mirror it, right? This simulates like in between your index finger, kinda. So maybe we discolor this, right? And then that's like his thumb, maybe, and then we can go black for the fingernails. That doesn't look quite nice. Maybe just keep it like that, and then add a dot right there, right? And then if you want to, you can do the elbow thing, like maybe that's the elbow, and like this is like the crook, I guess, between your like forearm and your like bicep. On the sides, on the inside, you want to have it kind of shaded, right? So like maybe like something like that. And then on the outside, you want to have kind of like a sheen on the arm a little bit. All right, so your arms are done. You can completely just get rid of the arms and stuff and the body. So what we want to do now is we want to get our head. Just the head, not the hat layer. We want to get our regular skin color and fill in the entire thing. I like to keep the eyes because why not? But like keep the eyes, but fill in the rest of the thing. Oh, by the way, go to your darker color and find a color darker than that. And this will be our hair marker. So you fill in the top. And what I like to do is I like to go 2 lines on the side, right? 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 1, and then 1, 2, 3, 4 pixels, and then so this is the kind of shape I like for a stereotypical male kind of haircut. And then for the back, just fill in until there's 2 pixels left at the bottom, and then make a line that leaves 1 pixel at each end, like so. So 1 line on top, bare minimum, right? I like to kind of, this dude, his hair is kind of like going over his eyes, and so we kind of go like that. It looks trash now, but it'll get better, believe me. So take your lightest color, and you want to go 2 pixels in here, and if you turn on the hat, then 2 pixels in front. Turn off the hat. Then over here, you want to go right here, right? Do a 2 by 2 with a 1. Now on the hat layer, go 2 by 2 more. We want to take our darkest color and use that as the mouth, right? What I like to do also is I like to take this like 2 pixels down here, and that's kind of like a chin. And then we want to take our second darkest color, right? And go 3, maybe actually I'll do 2 lines. These simulate kind of cheekbones, right? And so we do pixels there, and then maybe some dark line there to simulate like a jawbone, I guess, and some dark there. And then maybe what we want to do is we take our darkest color and make a 2 by 2 thing in the center, right, with that around it. We take our second darkest thing and we go around it. This is where the head will connect with the neck, and you know, whatever, like you can do what you want with that. Maybe we also provide some shading, so like 1 pixel there, 2 pixels there. Yeah, that works. And then like behind the ear, maybe there's some shading, maybe not there because that looks too similar, right? This dude has bushy hair, so I have liberty to put shading pretty much everywhere, right? And so then we want to kind of maybe put some lighter tones, just put some accents around there, right? Like maybe we make that like a 2 line, and then maybe we put some, maybe not there, but like maybe right here, right? And then maybe a sheen on the forehead a little bit. So we take our white color and we completely fill in the eyes. And we take our eye color. I kind of like dark blue for eyes. I don't have dark blue eyes in real life, but you take your eye color and then you get a color a little bit darker, and then you put it under, right? That gives a pretty good illusion now, doesn't it, right? So we go and we pick a pretty dark, my hair is a pretty dark brownish kind of color. And what you want to do is you want to completely cover whatever it is you are using for the hair marker. So that might be a bit too dark. So we might want to come up like that. There we go. Okay, so now that you have replaced all the stuff, right? Bear with me. It does not look very good now. All right. What I like to do is I like to turn on the hat layer. I want to get rid of the head. I like to fill in the entire top except for the corners. I'll explain why in just a second. So what we want to do is we can turn on the head and see that design there, how there's 2 pixels, right? How there's 2 pixels. We want to make that 1 pixel on the outside while also keeping the corners clean, right? So we do 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 1, and then 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 4, right? And same on this side. So what we want to do for this guy is just color all the way down there, and then normally it would be right there, his hair, but we kind of want to get rid of that, right? I like to just go and trace a little bit along, keeping the corners like non-filled, right? So you can look at that. You can look at the kind of shape of that. So now if you look, it looks rounded, right? And so now what we want to do is we want to take a color noticeably lighter than the hair color and just, you know, you can just spam it. Make sure to mind where the color is, where the outer layer hair is, and where the underlayer hair is. And so you can take your hat layer off and do the same thing underneath. And so then if you want glasses, go on the under layer, right? Or go on the top layer and go a 2x2 square on each eye, connect it, and then one on the side, one on this side, and then just connect it to the earlobe. My character is not going to have glasses. Alright, there we go. What we just accomplished a whole Minecraft skin. I really like the texturing that I did for the head. I really think this looks good. And then save. I made a failed clip of this video, so I'm gonna replace it. Yours shouldn't say that. So yeah. Alright guys, thank you for watching this video. Like and subscribe, and I'll see you in the next one. Adios!